Hi Production Hub people, how you doing? This is Snehal Patel speaking from the ZEISS booth at IBC in Amsterdam. And I am holding our new 21-100 lightweight zoom. So as you can see, it's maybe smaller than you thought, and it only weighs about 4.5 pounds. The great thing about this lens is that it really is a proper cinema lens. 114 front end, all metal construction. You got the long throws on the focus. And of course, you have a good zoom range and a great iris range. You have a PL mount on this version right here, but as you can see from the camera that's right next to me, I could put any mount that I want on it. Here we have an E mount on it that makes it an E mount native lens so that you can put on an FS5, FS7, A7S, something like that. We also have EF mount available, Nikon mount available, and Micro Four Thirds as well. So a lot of different choices. It's easy to replace the mount by yourself, exactly like when we had like we have with the CP2s. The nice thing about this lens is that it is pretty fast. So it's a T2.9 to 3.9 ramping lens. Now the thing is, a lot of lightweight zooms, because of the way they're designed and trying to keep the construction small, a lot of them ramp. But a lot of these competitors' lenses ramp all of a sudden. The nice thing about this is it has a unique feature in that it ramps linear across the whole scale. So if I start off at 20, 21, I'm gonna have a T2.9, but as I go all the way to 100, it will ramp in a linear fashion to T3.9, so almost a stop difference. The great thing is, usually you're not going to be doing a 5x zoom. You're only going to be using a quarter turn or a third of a turn of the zoom scale. And what happens at that point is that you only lose a quarter of a stop or a third of a stop of light. And because it's linear, it's really easy to mitigate that. When you're using software, maybe in post-production, if you're doing a high-end movie, you might want the exposure to be perfect. You can always ramp the exposure in a color correction software like DaVinci Resolve, for example. So it's not that big of a deal. And also, nowadays, there's a lot of electronic follow focus systems on the market, and a lot of people using that on their rigs. So what I would suggest is light for a T4, and then just adjust the iris as you need to compensate. Not that big of a deal. The really good part about the lens, of course, is the range, the size, the weight, the being able to use this lens all day and a Steadicam rig, a gimbal, for example, and not have to change anything. And we did a shoot, for example, with Bill Bennett in Los Angeles, and he used this lens all day on a whole shoot that looks like a commercial shoot. And this was done in the streets of LA, using a van to shoot, a car from a car into a bike, and running around with a gimbal from Tilta. So you could see from watching the video in the BTS that really they didn't have to change their rig at all for 2 days of shooting. And they were able to just run and gun and pick up the shots, and what looks like should have taken 3 or 4 days, they were able to accomplish in 2. And that is the benefit of having a lightweight zoom like this. So it's a really exciting lens for us, and if you would like to take a closer look, go to our Lenspire blog, which is available at lenspire.zeiss.com, and you can take a look for yourself. You can put in an inquiry with your dealer. The lens starts shipping in January. You can place your order right now. It's actually less than $10,000 US for a lens. And we already have a lot of pre-orders, so put yours in right away. Thank you very much.